Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Good morning from my smartphone to yours. I'm casting love from the Sensei Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California. And it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste today. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. My modality is psychic astrology, and my mission is to stand in my heart and help others into theirs. This webisode is for Friday. Thank God it's already Friday. Can you put that in one sentence? Friday, January 8th, 2016. And as of today, the Great Human Walk has reached the Grandmaster step of Step 17, Capricorn. Hello, my friends, and yes, I'm singing along. I'm grateful that it's already Friday. It was a short week, thank Goddess. And whenever it's Capricorn, it's so much about business that you really are grateful for the short week. So that's kind of a nice thing, the way the universe worked that out, right? We're in the Grandmaster step today of Step 17, Capricorn. And for those who are new to my show or new to the concept that I brought to the world called step astrology, it's that you can add the degrees of where the sun sign is to get what rules the day. In this case, 1 plus 7 makes 8, and 8 is the number of Capricorn. So whenever it adds to the number of its home sign, it's a Grandmaster day. So if you go back to your natal chart in astrology, and if you were born on a Step 17 Capricorn day, you are a Grandmaster Capricorn, which means you are a Capricorn among Capricorns. For the rest of us normal clad who are not on that high mountain, it means it's time for us to choose and commit to a mountain, and that's what we're going to do over this weekend. We're making some sort of a commitment, and of course, Mercury is retrograde. But let's first start with today's vibe, shall we? Today's vibe is sunny and seriously sharp. You might be able to cut the tension with a knife. That's kind of how Step 17 in Capricorn can feel. If you're involved in a highly dramatic situation at home or politics at work, this could be kind of the climactic turning point. This is often when people get the axe, by the way, lots of layoffs and announcements like that. That's because Capricorns usually make the cold decisions to fire or execute people, and then they go tell a Scorpio to go tell the person. Because they're like actually cowards about cowering out. No offense, Capricorns. You call the rules, but you're not usually one to actually enforce them. So today's the day where we have to make that seriously sharp decision, and our hearts are going to feel strong. A lot of Capricorn gets a lot of bad press, but the truth is when you feel Capricorn, you feel strong. You feel like you're king or queen of your mountain, and that is exactly the position to make your decision or your commitment. So I think today is going to feel quite serious. Now, the cool thing about today, which you'll see in the Zen Den, is we are receiving and opening up to the new religion. The Venus is conjuncting Saturn today for all you astronauts, and that means that we are finally accepting and receiving our responsibility. Do you think it's any accident that Venus hit Saturn on the day of a Grandmaster Capricorn day? This is what I love about step astrology. It just all adds up. It's the final picture that we needed. So it's a super serious day. Even Venus is on Saturn, the king or queen of Sirius. What it means is that you are basically drinking the Kool-Aid or not. And I think even if you don't drink the Kool-Aid, you're kind of forced to, because everyone on Earth is drinking the Kool-Aid. So if you're the one person in the corner not drinking Kool-Aid, we all turn to you and look at you as a traitor, right? So it's like you kind of have to. That's how it works, peer pressure. So today you might feel the peer pressure. Now, in the next 24 hours, it's Light Cast Day. The moon is also in Capricorn today, which is adding even more serious of a tone. We are feeling the seriousness. And in the next 24 hours, that moon will cross over the sun. That is the solidifying, that's the signing the check, that is the creation of the spell, if you want to go back to paganism. So we are feeling the rules too, making it even more serious. Now, our ego is also feeling it. Mars is at step 2 Scorpio. That is, I am what my boundaries are. You might be feeling very vulnerable. You might be feeling very, very edgy. And we're going to talk about in today's topic how to deal with that kind of energy and how captains of the ship of Capricorn deal with that energy. But realize we're all feeling it, and we're all feeling a little impatient. So when it's sunny and super serious, I imagine you are very stoic on the outside, but inside you might be super jittery because you know you're about to push the button. All right? So today's joy quest, should you choose to accept it, my friends, is to commit to what feels right. If I've taught you anything in the last 30 days, it's that you have to use your feelings to make those important decisions, because your feelings are the Holy Ghost of your soul, and they tell you all the information, particularly the ones you're in denial about. That's why when we lie, we can feel we're lying, right? Like another part of us like, we're lying, you know what I mean? That's your emotion. So we want to include our emotion. Today, your joy quest is to commit to what feels right. But before you make that commitment, without further ado, let's move on to today's topic and further inform you. Very Dr. Seuss of me. Today's topic is mastering Capricorn, the inclusion of one's emotions. And I've been talking about this like for the last few days about how to rule in Capricorn. And if you don't know, it's actually very, very simple where I get my Sensei logic. Capricorn is the opposite sign of Cancer. And anytime you're dealing with a given sign, the secret to controlling that one sign is mastering its opposite. So in Capricorn, which is the sign of control, the sign of decisions, the part of humans that want to control things and take things over, the opposite of control is emotion. If people don't feel good about it, you're not going to get too far with the control. And this is kind of the natural balance of powers that God built into consciousness. You know, our branch of government has 3 branches to keep everything in check. Well, in duality or meality or reality, we always have one state of awareness that keeps the other in check. So what keeps our control issues in check is checking our own feelings. And that's why people who are crazy with power are cold bastards, right? Like, they have completely not listened to their feelings. They ignore that their feelings are telling them that that's a negative or a bad thing. And they run amok with the power. It's just that simple. So let's ask the 5 o'clock question today to kind of drill down on where you are. When you make decisions in life, how do other people's feelings affect you? When you make decisions in life, how do other people's feelings affect you? And the follow-up question to that is, when you make decisions in life, how do your feelings affect you? So I'll answer these questions in classic Sensei mode. First of all, when I make decisions, I think we have to make some, first of all, a little bit of comparison here. There are decisions and there are commitments, okay? And a commitment is a very big decision, or a decision built on many decisions, right? So when I make decisions, the small decisions, I quite often, by mistake, take other people's feelings into consideration. And you may go, what? That's a mistake? Let me explain. But I think it's a mistake to listen to how other people feel when you're about to make a decision. That actually has been what's been my problem, was that I was trying to make everyone feel good with my decision, that I was including their feelings in my decisions, but I wasn't actually ever asking myself what mine were. That was my huge run amok and my issue, because I'm a crowd pleaser and I'll just keep going crazy until I realize I'm all out of candy and I'm naked somewhere in a foreign town because I've sold everything I've got trying to entertain. You know, that's me. So when I make decisions, small decisions, I've let people's feelings affect me. Now on the flip side, I've also gotten to the big commitments, and I didn't listen to their feelings, and I've made huge mistakes with big commitments, like because I wasn't listening to their feelings and I wasn't listening to mine. So I'm crazy, Sensei. It's inside out when my problems happen. It's like sometimes good here, bad here, good here, bad there. Here's the nutshell of it. I think that at the end of the day, we have to listen to our feelings when we make decisions, because we have to live with ourselves and how we feel about the situation. Now, I do think it's worth the process of listening to their feelings after you've listened to your feelings. So in other words, when we're making a big decision in life, we got to go, well, how do I feel about this? I really just hate that part of town, and I really feel like I can't live there. Okay. So you felt it out. You're being honest. You as much as it makes sense to go live on that side of town, as much as it'd be easier to get the kids to school on time, like, well, there's all that logic. I don't feel like I can just get myself there. So I know what my decision is based on my feeling. Now, I also know it's going to piss off my partner. I know it's going to piss off this person. I know it's going to affect them. I know it's going to affect their feelings. And so I think after I've taken responsibility for how I feel and what I'm going to have to deal with, then I'll go ahead and process theirs. And I'll try to find some sort of, common ground is what I can do. When it comes to my feelings, the truth is that I didn't used to listen to my feelings until it was too late. Like, I would make the decision, sign on the dotted line, and then be freaking out on the way to the altar. Or freaking out, like when I calculated what the car payment would be. Or freaking out later. And that was because I did not have a balance of my power by checking my feelings before I made that decision. So you have to check your feelings because they balance your power. And I think it's important to take into consideration other people's feelings too, particularly when you announce what's good for you. But I will close this little segment, or before you make your decision and like Casty over the weekend, with a little wisdom that I've come up with over the time when it comes to this. And that is that your feelings hold all your truths to what's true in your life. It has all the information, your state of awareness of everything that is true to you. And everything we manifest comes from our feelings. So even if you have to eventually go there for your partner or go there for someone else, it's been my experience as Sensei that if you go ahead and say yes to your feelings first, and let your feelings really feel like you're there for your feelings, and your feelings feel like they get their way for a while, then all of a sudden I find my feelings are okay with going with the other person. So usually I get a win-win situation if I go with my feelings first. I get a lose-win or lose-lose situation if I go with anything else. All right, let's transition for our final segment, the Zen Den. And welcome to the Zen Den. Well, before we get started, I want to take 3 breaths, and I encourage you to try to do the same with me. I'm a busy person. I'm an overachiever. I never take any time for me. But if you have made me your morning ritual, which so many people say they are doing, which I'm so honored, by the way, that you make me part of your morning ritual, I recommend you give yourself this little 20 seconds every day to check in with your spirit, and it's just 3 breaths. So you can do it right here with me. I'll even eat up the airtime. I think Bella picked up on a spirit there at the end. I don't know if you heard her. So today's affirmation to help you today and through Lightcast weekend, where we're going to manifest these decisions and move forward, is I am ready and willing today to commit to my spirit. I am ready and willing today to commit to my spirit. And so it is. Now, if you just took the moment to connect to your spirit just now, that 3 seconds, and then you said out loud and proud that you're ready to commit to your spirit, believe it or not, the way consciousness works is later in the day when you're about to do something that's non-spiritually committed, you'll get a little jolt because you've awakened and you've highlighted these consciousnesses. And the cool thing about awareness is it stays aware until you change it to something else. So let's take a look at the planets in our overhead here and also what we have in store for the weekend. For starters, it's Grandmaster today because step 17 rules the day. And like I said, in the open, 1 plus 7 makes 8. That's how I come up with this. And when you get to the actual home state, we're in the state of 8 right now in Capricorn. The crazy 8s as I call them. And so we're on an 8 day and an 8. So that means that we align the 8. That's the day when the 8 itself can change. And we may find in headlines over the weekend that some major power control thing in the world changes. There might be a law that goes live. There might be some vote. There might be something like that. Kind of common. And because it's Capricorn, usually it's thrown under the rug. You won't hear about it for another 2 weeks until Aquarius. So we are making decisions. Now from this over the weekend, Saturday is step 18 where we will act. And Sunday will be step 19, where we manifest step 10. That's how it is. So in this time, we are deciding, acting, and manifesting over this weekend. And light cast day, which is when the moon crosses the sun, is on Saturday. And that's what's going to happen. The moon's going to cross here over the sun. And at that point, your feelings catch up to your decisions. And your whole self now is ready to act as one united state of awareness. And that's what new moon is. The new moon is when our heart, the sun, and our emotions come together. And those are really the most important ingredients, because if you get your heart and your emotions, which is your Holy Ghost, the rest of you pretty much can sign a check to something that will manifest. So we're manifesting over the weekend from this. Now, Venus is dead conjuncting at step 11. That's integrity. Right? Which means that as we sign the check here, we are signing the check according to this also integration of accepting and receiving Venus, our responsibility Saturn. And it's accepting and receiving Venus in Sagittarius, what we accept and receive as our beliefs, and we are signing and committing to those beliefs with Saturn at the same time. So this is a spiritual signing of the check as well. That's why I have been guiding you so deeply, and that's why, for those who are watched over my personal Sensei network, I've been giving you an outline of the year to come as Mercury retrogrades, so you can program in your head the whole year and get this straight, all right? So I want to explain my little scientist madness there. Now, Mercury itself is at step 0. Now, the cool thing about step 0 is it's simply holding space for anything, right? And it's step 0 Aquarius, so it's literally holding space for anything. Aquarius is the sign of vibration, of the sign of frequency. So you can master the frequency and you own everything from that point down, or you can try to master what's on the ground. And that's pretty much Earth versus Aquarius right there. Having Mercury at step 0 Aquarius as we do all this magic, and having it retrograde, which means it's paradox, can't talk about that now, but it opens up a paradox, means that basically people can change their life entirely. You could see someone on the rock bottom of life right now make decisions over this weekend that put them all the way at the top. You can see someone at the very top, like we saw Charlie Sheen sabotage his life not too long ago, go all the way to the bottom and fall all the way at the mountain when you have this lineup of Mercury at step 0. When your mind's holding space for just about any frequency and you're also doing this puppet magic below, things happen. So folks, stay aligned, stay in your heart, and if you have my text message service, read the text right now, because they are designed to kind of just keep you in line with who you really are. Now, Mars is interesting here. Mars is at step 2 Scorpio, and what that means is our ego is pushing. That's what Mars is. Push, push, push. What are we pushing? Well, it's our feeling, step 2, how we feel. So that means inside we're like, come on, come on, come on. This is the part of you that's pushing inside. For those who are not so evolved, they're trying to push other people on the outside of them, but it's really them using them to push themselves. Monkeys, right? It does happen. But the point is that you're going to have this strong pressure or this feeling of this push to push forward, and that's good. That push energy is here to push you through, to make the commitment, to sign these spiritual checks. It's not designed to wage war. It's not designed to create anxiety. So if your ego is creating anxiety inside of you, what I say is, hey, dumbass, cut that shift out. I tell my ego, cut it out. You need me to take you to the gym? I'll wear you out. You know what I mean? You will have no more energy if you don't shut up, dumbass. This is all part about uniting. So the point is the masculine energy is really there and really strong to help you be strong, but it's not there to help you wage war or create problems. And for the young kids on Earth, they'll probably do that. Lastly, and this is the one thing my guides wanted everyone to see, was step 23, hitting step 24 here with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is retrograde. We have officially retrograded Jupiter, which means all the new reality, all the new creation of reality has stopped and will stop for a period of time. And as it retrogrades, we will now have to rethink all the details based on the decisions you make this weekend, the commitments you make this weekend. So here's the good news. The good news is don't worry, if you're on the wrong track, if you're heading down the wrong path, you're not going to accidentally manifest it overnight and have a huge mess, because God has officially turned off the manifestation for about 6 months, okay? The bad news is, if you were all ready to party and get this whole thing started, you've got a 6-month wait. Sit down, reorganize your closets with all this Virgo energy, and do something fun like picking up cross-stitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good Virgo trait to waste that energy. So we are obviously going through a major power shift as we are retrograding Jupiter, and we are taking new control, and we're making new commitments. And what is the secret to all this, folks? The secret really is to listen to your feelings, what they're telling you, and what your inner child is saying. That, my friends, keeps you on board. And if you have any problems with that, maybe you should be nice to yourself with all this nice, sympathetic Pisces energy down here, and just let it go and let the past flow and give yourself another chance. All right, so that is a great weekend, I think, Zenden, for you to keep you on track and being the best of you. I tend to rhyme in Mercury retrogrades. I don't know why. It's fun. Don't forget, you can still sign up for my personal Sensei service. It is fantabulous. And if you think the first 7 days are fun, oh my God, wait till you see what I have planned for this whole year. Just like I did the 12 days of New Year's, I'll be doing special features each month for those subscribers, and so you might want to get on board this. I've been talking to a lot of people who have subscribed to my service, and I've had a lot of feedback. Some masters have said to me the texts are too simple, and I've said, you know what, masters need reminded of the simple. But then I've had young people who are new who've said these are too complicated, and I've said, you're brand new, keep sticking with it. But what I will promise you is that my text service will always keep you in the right frame of mind and send you the right reminders just when you need them to keep you on your personal path. So give it a try. Invest in yourself. It's just $19.95 a month, and it's been my experience that people who subscribe to my service begin to make more money and have more miracles happen in their life in the first 6 weeks. So give it a try. You won't be disappointed. I love you, my friends. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for 2016, and I'm excited to jump on this new mountain. I will see you on the other side. Until then, stay in your heart. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.